Hello, everyone. Welcome to a very special edition of The Deep Dive. Today, we're doing something a little different. We are calling this EasyFlow English.
Hello! Yes, this is special. Usually on our deep dives, we speak quite fast, we use complex words, but today, well, we are slowing down.
Right. We are slowing down for you. We know many of our listeners are learning English. You are adults. You are intelligent. But sometimes, spoken English is fast,
Mm,
and it can be difficult.
exactly. So, our mission today is very simple. We will tell a story. It is a story about modern life. It is a story about technology.
And we will speak clearly. We will speak slowly. And we will stop to explain the important words.
We really want you to relax. Please do not worry about understanding every single word immediately. Just listen to the flow, listen to the rhythm of the English language.
Yes, just relax. The title of today's story is The Man with No Smartphone.
The Man with No Smartphone. That sounds like a, horror story for some people.
It really does. Most of us have a smartphone. I mean, I have one right here in my pocket.
Me too. It is always with me. But this story is about a man named John. And for John, the smartphone is a very big part of his life. Until one day, everything changes.
This story is great because it covers some very useful topics for you to learn. We will talk about work, we will talk about feelings, and we will talk about nature.
So here is our plan for this deep dive. We will read the story in small parts. First, we read the text, then we stop.
Right, we stop. We will have a conversation about the vocabulary, the words, and we will explain the grammar.
We want to go deep. We don't just want to tell you the meaning. We want to tell you how to actually use the words in your own life.
Are you ready to start?
I'm ready. Let's begin with part 1. This is the setup. We meet our main character, John.
Okay, I will read the first sentence slowly. Please listen. John is a 30-year-old manager in a big company.
Let's hear that one more time, just to be sure.
John is a 30-year-old manager in a big company.
Okay, let's stop there. There is a lot of good information in this short sentence. Let's look at the word manager.
Manager. This is a very, very common job title.
Yes, it is. A manager is a type of boss. But let's be very clear. A manager is a person who is responsible for other people at work.
Right. He is not the owner of the company. He works for the company.
Yeah.
But he leads a team of people. He tells them what to do.
Exactly. Think about a restaurant.
Oh, the restaurant is a great example.
In a restaurant, you have waiters, they bring the food. And you have cooks, they make the food.
And you have a manager. The manager watches everyone. The manager solves problems.
Yes. In your own job, you might have a manager. Or maybe you are a manager. We use this word in many different ways. You can have a project manager. Or, a sales manager.
It means you have responsibility. If you are a manager, you probably have stress. You have to make hard decisions.
That is very true. Now, let's look at where John works. The text says he works in a big company.
Company. Let's talk about that word for a moment. We have other words for this in English, don't we?
Yes, we do. You can say business. You can say firm. Or corporation. But company is the most common word in everyday English.
It is a place where people go to work together to make money. And notice the small word before company. The preposition, he works in a company.
Right.
Could we say he works for a company?
Yes, both are perfectly fine. You can say, I work for a big company. Or, I work in a big company. Both are correct.
And the story says it is a big company.
This helps us see the picture in our minds. A big company has many floors, many offices, hundreds of people working there. It is a very busy place.
Now let's look at John's age. The text says he's a 30-year-old.
This is a very interesting grammar point. Usually when we talk about age, we say, John is 30 years old, with an S at the end of years.
Right. I would say, I am 30 years old.
But here, the words are connected. It is an adjective. It describes John. He is a 30-year-old manager.
So when we use it to describe the noun, the manager, we drop the S. We do not say years. We just say year.
That is exactly right. You can use this for other things, too. For example, I have a 5-year-old car.
Not a 5-year-old car.
Correct. A 5-year-old car. So John is 30. He is an adult. He is right in the middle of his working life.
Okay, so we know who John is. Now let's see what his daily life is like. Here's the next part of the text.
Go ahead.
He is always busy. He always uses his smartphone.
Let's listen again. He is always busy. He always uses his smartphone.
Wow. I feel tired just hearing that. Let's talk about the word busy.
Busy. B-U-S-Y. This is a word we use every single day. It means you have many things to do. You have no free time.
In English, when someone says, hello, how are you? A very common answer is, oh, I am so busy.
Yes, it really is. It is almost a habit in our culture. We like to tell people we are busy. It makes us feel important, I think.
But look at the word right before busy. Always.
Always. This means 100% of the time. Every single minute.
Let's think about the scale of time words. At the bottom, we have never. 0%. Then we have sometimes. Then we have often. And at the very top, we have always.
So John never stops. He is busy at work. He is busy at home. He is busy on the weekend. Always busy.
And because he is busy, he uses technology a lot. The sentence says, he always uses his smartphone.
Smartphone. I think everyone listening knows this word. It is a mobile phone, like an iPhone or an Android. But think about the verb here. Uses.
He uses it.
Yes, it means he is active on the phone. He is not just carrying it. He is clicking. He is typing. He is looking at the screen.
We often hear people say screen time. This means the hours you spend looking at a screen. John has a lot of screen time.
A lot. And think about the word smart. A smartphone, it is a clever phone. It connects to the internet. It has your email. It has your apps.
For a manager like John, the smartphone is his office. He carries his entire office in his pocket.
That sounds like a very stressful way to live. If your office is in your pocket, you are never away from your work. You are always at work.
Exactly. So this is the situation. John is 30. He has a big job. He is stressed. And he is, well, maybe addicted to his phone.
Addicted, that is a strong word, but I think you were right. He cannot stop using it. He needs it.
But then real life happens. Let's move to part 2 of our story, the accident.
Okay. The accident. Something suddenly changes John's normal routine.
Read this sentence with me. One Monday, his phone breaks.
That is a very short sentence, but it has big drama. One Monday, his phone breaks.
Let's start with the word Monday.
Monday is the first day of the working week. It is the day after Sunday.
In English, we sometimes talk about having the Monday blues. Have you heard that?
Yes, the Monday blues. It means a sad or heavy feeling because the weekend is over. You have to go back to work. You feel blue, which means sad.
So John probably already has the Monday blues. He is busy. And then a disaster. His phone breaks.
Breaks. This is the action verb. To break. The past tense is broke. My phone broke. The adjective is broken. My phone is broken.
What does it actually mean when a phone breaks?
It means it stops working completely. It is damaged. Maybe he dropped it on the floor. Crash. Maybe the glass screen cracked. Or maybe the machine inside just died.
It is a manager's worst nightmare.
It really is. Think about John's life. All his phone numbers are in there. His work emails. His meeting calendar. Everything.
The story tells us exactly how he feels next. John is worried.
John is worried. Let's talk about the word worried.
Worried is a very useful word for emotions. It is similar to feeling nervous or anxious.
Yes. When you are worried, your mind is working very fast, but in a bad way. You are thinking about problems. You think, what if my boss is angry? What if I miss an important call?
Think about how you feel when you lose your keys or when you cannot find your wallet. You feel a tight feeling in your stomach. That is being worried.
We often use the small word about with worried. We say, John is worried about his job.
Or, I am worried about the time.
Why is John so worried? The story asks two very important questions. How can he work? How can he talk to his friends?
Let's look at the grammar here. How can he?
This is a way of asking if something is possible. How can he do it? In what way is it possible?
John feels that without the phone, working is impossible. How can he work? He thinks the phone is his work.
And the second question, how can he talk to his friends?
Let's focus on the word talk.
To talk, it means to speak to someone, to share words.
But think about John. John usually talks by typing, doesn't he? He sends text messages. He uses WhatsApp.
Exactly. For John, talking means typing on a small screen. He believes that if he cannot type, he cannot communicate with anyone.
He feels completely cut off from the world.
He feels isolated. Isolated means feeling totally alone, separated from all other people.
So John is in a panic. It is Monday. The phone is dead. He cannot do his work. He cannot text his friends.
So what does he do? Does he run to the shop and buy a new phone on Monday afternoon?
Surprisingly, no, he doesn't. And that takes us to part 3 of our story. We call this part the detox.
A detox. That is an interesting word. Detox is short for detoxification. It means removing something bad or unhealthy from your life.
Right. Some people detox from sugar. They stop eating sugar. Some people detox from coffee. In this story, John is doing a technology detox.
Here is the next sentence of the story. For 1 week, John has no phone.
For 1 week. Let's look at the word for.
We use the word for to talk about how long something lasts. The duration. For 1 week. For 2 days. For 10 years.
And a week is 7 days. From Monday to Sunday.
For a modern person, for a busy manager like John, 7 days without a mobile phone feels like a very long time.
It feels like an eternity. John has to live his life in a completely different way now.
The story describes what happens to John on different days of the week. I really like this part. It shows how he changes step by step.
Let's look at the next day. Tuesday, the day after his phone breaks.
On Tuesday, he looks at the trees in the park.
Let me repeat that. On Tuesday, he looks at the trees in the park.
First, a quick grammar note. We say on Tuesday.
Yes, that's important. For days of the week, we always use the word on. On Monday. On Tuesday. On Friday.
Now look at the action John does. He looks at the trees.
To look at, this is a phrasal verb. It means to point your eyes at something. To focus your vision on something.
Why is this action so important for John? Because usually John looks at his screen. He doesn't look at the world.
Right. Think about walking down the street in a city. Look at the people around you. Most people are looking down. They are looking at their hands. They are looking at their phones.
But John has no phone in his hands, so he is looking up. He sees trees. He is in a park.
Let's compare a park to a company. We talked about a company before. A company is inside a building. It is made by humans. A park is outside. It has grass. It has trees. It is nature.
John is connecting with nature. Nature means the physical world, plants, animals, the blue sky.
It seems like a very simple thing, doesn't it? Just looking at a tree. But for a busy person, it is a rare moment. It is a moment of peace.
It is about being present. He is not thinking about an email from his boss. He is not reading the news. He is just looking at a green leaf. His mind is resting.
Okay, that was Tuesday. A quiet day in nature. Now let's go to the next day. Wednesday.
On Wednesday, he talks to a person at the bus stop.
On Wednesday, he talks to a person at the bus stop.
On Wednesday, he talks to a person at the bus stop. Let's break this sentence down. First, let's look at the location. At the bus stop. A bus stop is the place on the street where you stand and wait for the bus to arrive. Notice we say at the bus stop.
Why do we say at? Why not in the bus stop?
That is a very good question for English learners. We usually use at for specific points or locations in a city. You are at the bus stop, you are at the door, you wait at the traffic light.
Okay, that makes sense. So John is waiting for his bus, and he talks to a person.
A person, just a human being, probably a stranger, someone he does not know at all.
Imagine this normal situation. Usually at a bus stop, what is everyone doing? Everyone's looking at their phone. It is very quiet. No one speaks.
Yes, everyone is inside their own little digital bubble.
But John has no bubble today. He has no screen to look at. He is standing there. He's probably feeling a little bored, so he opens his mouth and says, hello.
He starts a real conversation. We call this small talk.
Small talk. That is a great phrase.
Yeah.
Small talk is when you talk about unimportant things just to be friendly with someone.
Exactly. You might say, wow, it is very cold today, isn't it? Or, do you know when the next bus is coming?
It is not a deep conversation, but it is a human connection. John is relearning how to speak to people face to face.
Face to face. That means you are looking into someone else's eyes. You are not looking at a computer screen.
So Tuesday was about nature. Wednesday was about social connection, talking to a real person. Now let's look at Thursday.
On Thursday, he reads a real book.
On Thursday, he reads a real book.
The most important word here is real. A real book.
What does that mean? What is a real book?
In this story, a real book means a physical book. A book made of paper and ink. It is not an electronic book. It is not an article on a website.
There is a big difference between a paper book and a phone, isn't there?
Oh, a huge difference. When you try to read on a smartphone, what happens? You get a notification. Ding.
Yeah.
Get a text message. Buzz. Your phone rings. It breaks your concentration.
But a real book is silent. It does not beep. It does not ring.
You can touch the paper with your fingers. You can smell the paper. It is a physical experience.
And let's look at the verb, reads. R-E-A-D-S. He reads a book.
Reading a book takes patience. You cannot do it fast. You have to sit still in a chair. You have to focus your eyes and your mind for 30 minutes or maybe an hour.
Remember what John was like on Monday. He was always busy. He was rushing everywhere. Now, on Thursday, he is sitting still. He is focusing on one thing.
His brain is slowing down. The stress is leaving his body. He is healing from his busy life.
This brings us to part 4 of our deep dive, the result. How does John feel at the end of the week?
Let's find out. Here is the next sentence. By Friday, John is happy.
By Friday, John is happy.
Let's look at the phrase by Friday. This means when Friday arrives.
Think about the massive change in John. On Monday, his phone broke and he was worried. Now it is Friday and he is happy.
Happy. It is a very simple word. It is one of the first words you learn in English, but it is the most important word in the story. It means he feels good inside. He is smiling.
He's not worried about his emails. He is not stressed about his job.
The text gives us another feeling word. He feels calm.
Calm. C-A-L-M. The L is silent. Calm.
Calm is my favorite word in this whole story.
How do you explain the word calm to someone?
Calm means peaceful. It means relaxed. You are not excited. You are not angry. You are not nervous. Imagine a quiet lake in the mountains. There is no wind. There are no waves. The water is completely still. That is calm.
That is a beautiful picture. A busy office in a big company is not calm. A traffic jam on the road is not calm.
No. John's mind on Monday was like a noisy traffic jam. Cars everywhere, noise everywhere. Now on Friday, his mind is like that quiet lake.
The story then gives us a very profound sentence, a deep sentence. He learns that life is beautiful without a screen.
He learns that life is beautiful without a screen.
Let's look at the verb learns. To learn. This means to discover something new, to get new knowledge in your brain. You are learning English right now.
And what does John learn? He learns about beauty. Life is beautiful.
Sometimes in modern life we forget this. When we look at bad news on our phones all day, life seems ugly. Life seems scary and dangerous.
But when you stop, when you look at a green tree, or you have a friendly talk with a person at the bus stop, life feels beautiful. Beautiful means very, very good to look at. Wonderful.
And the key part of that sentence is at the end. Without a screen.
Without means you do not have it. The screen was blocking the beauty. The glass screen of his smartphone was like a wall between John and the real world.
His phone broke, the wall fell down, and suddenly he could see the beautiful world.
It is a very philosophical idea for such a simple story.
It really is. It makes you think about your own daily habits. How much time do you spend looking at a screen?
You know, the story has to end. John is an adult. He is a manager. He cannot live in the park forever. He needs to do his job.
That is true. He lives in the modern world. He cannot just disappear. So let's read part 5, the conclusion.
This is the end of the story. Let's see what John decides to do next.
He buys a new phone, but he uses it only 1 hour a day.
He buys a new phone, but he uses it only 1 hour a day.
He buys a new phone, but he uses it only 1 hour a day.
First, the verb buys. To buy. B-U-Y. This means he goes to a shop, he gives them money, he gets a new phone, he purchases it.
He needs it for work. He buys it as a tool.
A tool. That is a very important word. A hammer is a tool. You use a hammer to put a nail in the wall. You use it to build something. And then when you are finished, you put the hammer away. You do not hold the hammer all day long.
Exactly. John now treats his smartphone like a hammer, like a tool.
Let's look at the next part of the sentence. But he uses it only 1 hour a day.
The word but shows a contrast. It shows a change. He has a new phone, but his behavior is completely different now.
Let's look at the word only. Only means just. It means a very small amount, no more than that.
1 hour, 60 minutes, only 1 hour.
Think about his life before. Before the accident, maybe he used his phone for 8 hours every day or 10 hours, from morning until night.
Now he has rules for himself. He has boundaries.
In English, we often call this digital balance or digital well-being. It means having a healthy relationship with your technology.
He turns the phone on. He checks his important work emails. He sends a message to his friend. And then what does he do?
Then he puts it away. He puts it in his pocket, or he puts it in a drawer, and he goes back to living his real life.
He goes outside to look at the trees. He sits down to read his real paper book. He talks to people face to face.
He is still a manager. He is still a good worker, but he is no longer a slave to his machine.
A slave to the machine. That is a powerful way to say it. He is the master now. He is in control.
And that is the end of the story of John. It is a very happy ending.
It is a happy ending because John changed his mind. He didn't just buy a new phone. He built a new life for himself.
So let's take a moment to summarize what we learned today on this deep dive.
We followed John. He started this story as a very stressed, very busy manager.
He was completely addicted to his smartphone. He missed the beautiful world all around him.
Then an accident happened. His phone broke on a Monday. He was forced to stop and disconnect.
He went through a 1-week detox. Without his phone, he rediscovered nature, he rediscovered conversation, and he rediscovered reading.
His feelings changed. He moved from being worried on Monday to feeling calm on Friday. He went from being busy to being happy.
And finally, he found a healthy balance. He uses modern technology, but he controls the technology. The technology does not control him.
Along with the story, we learned a lot of great English vocabulary today. Let's do a quick review for our listeners.
Yes, let's review. We talked about words for work, manager, and company.
We talked about words for feelings: busy, worried, happy, and calm. Calm is that quiet lake.
We talked about technology words, smartphone, and screen. And we contrasted that with the word real, a real book.
We also looked at some simple but important action verbs. Look at, talk to, and read.
And please don't forget the grammar of time that we discussed. We say on Monday, we say for 1 week, and we say at the bus stop.
We really hope this story helps you with your English learning journey, but we also hope it gives you something to think about in your own life.
Yes. In fact, we have a challenge for you, our listeners.
Ooh, a challenge. I think challenges are great. What is the challenge?
We want you to try to be like John. Now, not for a whole week. Going without a phone for a week is very difficult for most of us, but maybe just for 1 hour today.
Can you turn your phone off and put it in another room for just 1 hour?
Can you go outside for a walk and just look at the trees, look at the sky?
Can you go to a shop or sit at a bus stop and just practice making small talk with a person? Just say hello.
Try it. See how you feel inside. You might feel worried at first, just like John did on Monday. You might feel a little nervous without your phone.
But if you wait, you might feel calm in the end.
Listeners, you did a fantastic job today. Listening to English for this long requires a lot of focus and hard work.
You should be very proud of yourself. You are actively learning. You are improving your skills right now.
Remember, reading and listening to simple stories is one of the very best ways to learn English naturally.
And if you missed some words today, or if you didn't understand everything, please do not worry. You can always listen to this deep dive again.
Yes, repetition is the mother of learning. Listen to us again while you go for a walk. Listen while you cook your dinner.
Just please do not listen while you are staring at your smartphone screen.
That is a very good point. Put the phone in your pocket, look at the beautiful world, and just listen to our voices.
Well, thank you so much for joining EasyFlow English on the deep dive today.
It was a pleasure speaking with you all. Keep practicing.
We will leave you with one final thought today. Think about this. What if your phone broke tomorrow and you could never, ever buy a new one? How would your life change?
Wow, that is a big question to think about.
It is. Think about it. We will see you next time for another story. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a very calm and beautiful day.